The philosophy of competing biblically has three key distinctives. There are three things that we've found differentiates it from other philosophies. Certainly it's different from other philosophies that the world is articulating. And of course, that's all about me and I be exalted and winning and beating others, etc. Our key distinctives that set it apart, not only from the world, which is obvious, but also from many of the philosophies that are out there that have people who have a heart for God. And what we've found is that often these philosophies really aren't that different than the world's philosophies. They might be a little more kinder and gentler, so to speak. They may not be as in-your-face aggressive. We're here to kill and destroy and all that kind of thing, that shtick that we see on TV when you look at sports, at least in America. Well, it's true around the world. Our philosophy has distinctives even within the context of those that are attempting to, as Jesus followers, play and coach and spectate. And the key distinctives for us are, number one, how it treats the scoreboard and the whole philosophy of winning and attempting to beat someone instead of be someone. We talked about that in class number one. The second key distinctive is how it treats the opponent. Radically different than the world's way. As we said, the opponent in the world's way is the enemy. You're trying to beat them. To us, the opponent is our friend. We're trying to love them through sport. What that looks like, we covered very intentionally in course number one. And the third distinctive is how you treat the game officials, which is in a way that's respectful of authority figures and affirms and builds them up instead of tears them down, humiliates them, speaks and treats them ill, which seems to be allowed in sport. And even people that follow Jesus see no incongruity between their fruit of the Spirit or the Beatitudes, Matthew 5 through 7, and what it looks like to the opponent and to the referees. They don't see the contrast that we would say is problematic. We believe that the Beatitudes, we believe that the Gospels, we believe, frankly, all of the Scriptures are allowable principles and commandments that translate into the sport world. Sport is not separate, compartmentalized entity. It's part of the fabric of how we view everything. And so that's why we call it the integration. Integrate means together. Disintegrate is to be opposite of integrate. Segregate would be separate. Integrate would be bring together. And we want sport to be integrated, not disintegrated. Certainly not segregated or separate. And again, sport is a vehicle to teach that, what that looks like, so that whether you're in business or you're trying to run something or you have competitors, which is normal, certainly in the United States of America, if you're trying to make a living, oftentimes it has to do with being more effective than other organizations, etc. It's natural for there to be this element of competitiveness. But again, we're looking at what we call the double win, or to strive with and to partner versus to work against somebody. Now, we're not going to take on all the ramifications of that, of what that's like when you run a business and you're trying to get market share, etc. There are people that have tried to take these principles. When I say tried, meaning they've worked at articulating them within the context of business and trying to show what this looks like. Because we would believe that this is also applicable to business, to family, to sport, to every aspect of life. These are our commitments. These are our distinctives. These are our priorities.